of kava. This originally comes from indigenous islander communities, but I feel that it is being distorted by, at least in my area, all the places are owned by white men. My interactions with them have been that they create an atmosphere to feed their egos. A few days ago, this is not the first time, but that's why I don't go to these places anymore. I heard again a white man drop the N-word, and the owner's response at Rock and Root in not that it matters was just, yeah, it's good not to be too sensitive. And I feel that kratom overall, cutting off the parts of myself that feel, essentially, is what kratom allows you to do. It's dangerous and it's irresponsible socially to foster that kind of environment of just, well, I don't care. I'm not affected by anything. And if you care about anything or have any sort of feelings, you better get that beaten out of you as quick as possible. And that's not just a kava bar kratom issue. It's huge. I would say probably a global issue. But I'm just realizing how no interaction and no comment exists separately from the social fabric that we're surrounded with. I think it's every person's responsibility to say, actually, yeah, I do care. And if you are literally appropriating the culture of indigenous people, at the very least, you should be trying to give back to the people that you're stealing this from and bastardizing it from. I see very few of these places actually doing that. When you walk into this place called Clover Kava, they tell you, we're a sober bar. That's literally an oxymoron. I mean, honestly, that should have told me right there. But the main issue I want to talk about is the kratom extracts. Those are so dangerous. Like, for me personally, I've been on all kinds of pills, but, like, at least at some point with those you get sick. I give myself Narcan because after visiting Clover Kava for the millionth time, giving these people thousands of dollars, still being treated like doggy doo-doo. Yet another racist comment, yet another sexist comment. I didn't feel like I could speak up at the time because I literally had a seizure. And the other time that I did try to speak up, I got dragged across the sidewalk by the police. So just think about free speech. Who does it really apply to? Like, when you are joking around, and then there was another situation with my neighbors, too. Words, I don't think they're just words. Like, I think the way that we use our voices and choose to use our speech, like, it changes everything. I just want to express my personal stance that any selling of kratom extracts is highly unethical. You're turning people into addicts, into junkies, and there is zero accountability and zero responsibility in these places. And I've seen the Google review is still up there. Last I checked, the owner of Clover Kava. Anybody who leaves a review that offends his ego, he goes on there and makes fun of them. Ex-customers who he got into an argument with because he's unlikable. He has an abrasive personality. He's unbearable to be around. Additionally, two of the regulars who were going to Clover Cava frickin' died. And then he proceeded to make one woman's death completely about him, turning it into an opportunity to get more people to come into his business. His business. It's just, the whole thing is so greedy and manipulative, and it's like, oh, you come in this place, we'll be friendly, we'll be nice. But very quickly, to me, the glamour would fade. When I didn't have the kratom extracts, because I have chronic pain, I have mental health issues or whatever, all that other stuff, I would get so literally suicidal. Like, withdrawal from this kratom extract that they sell at Clover Cava made me suicidal. And you're putting people through that, and then you have the audacity to go on Google reviews when people share their experiences, delete any negative reviews, harass them, and go on Google reviews and make fun of them, saying, let's see, what was his exact words? I think you need a tolerance break, is what he said. Or you could try not literally selling addictive products. Like, that tiny little disclaimer that you have is just to cover your booty legally. Oh, consult a doctor or a professional before. That's it. That's all you're gonna do. And when people start having breakdowns, basically, at these places, I'm not the only person who's been through this. Chase Connor's response is to taunt them. It's to make fun of them. I've been to a handful of these places in the Volusia County area. They could be different in other places, but my experience is that this is really just a playground for greedy, manipulative, egocentric men to just bask in the fact that they don't care. They're not affected by anything. And they're better than alcoholics. Oh, they're better than Christians. Or they're better than Asians or Mexicans or women. You are making money off of people's misery, off of people's weakness. You are pushing people down and getting them addicted, and then laughing. I saw this guy openly laugh at and make fun of a homeless person, make fun of a man dealing with alcoholism who later died, by the way. And they want to act like this is a recovery place. This is a sober place where people go to get better, where people go to be healthy. That's the narrative that these kava and kratom bars push, and it is such a lie. I would just caution young people, young black people, young black women especially, to just really be cautious of these places. Unless you just want to deal with further alienation and dehumanization. These people want you addicted and weak, and they want you to keep coming back. Yet, they don't have the balls to just be actual drug dealers, so they are operating within this really shitty, like, legal loophole where they can really just get away with a lot and still be able to look at themselves in the mirror at the end of the day and be like, yeah, I'm a good person because it's legal, and God knows the law has never done anything wrong, right? Oh, you know, like slavery? Anyway, don't drink kratom extracts.